Muy buenas, caperuzos. Hoy os voy a poner dos vídeos, que dentro de poco voy a poner el segundo, acerca de ese evento de Tokio en el que se presentó Battlefield. La verdad es que ver todo el evento era totalmente un peñazo, primero por la hora a la que era las 4 de la mañana, hora de España. Luego tenéis que pensar que cada vez que hablaba un desarrollador, luego tenían que traducirlo. Y la verdad es que era muy denso, y la verdad es que hacer todos estos vídeos, porque he recopilado solamente cuando estaban hablando los devs y lo tenéis subtitulado si lo queréis ver, pues creo que vale la pena. Sinceramente, el primer vídeo, que es este, vais a ver lo que es los devs hablando de la campaña. Si realmente no os interesa la campaña, pues ya estáis apagando este vídeo y podéis ver el siguiente, que sí que creo que trae cosas bastante más interesantes que este. Yo soy sincero. En este, bueno, pues vemos a los devs de Motif, que trajeron de Motif para hacer este Battlefield 6, para hacer la campaña. Sobre todo Román Campos Oriola, que es el director creativo, que es este que estáis viendo aquí. Y luego también vemos el productor de Motif, que también lo ha traído aquí, pues para que todo salga perfecto, que se llama Philippe Ducharme, y bueno, ha trabajado en juegos como Far Cry 5, para que lo veáis, que realmente es un dev que sabe lo que hace. La verdad es que han traído lo mejorcito para hacer este Battlefield 6. Y tengo que deciros que, aparte de ellos dos, han traído uno de los actores que sale en la campaña, que es Jay Walker. Veréis que comenta, bueno, pues lo de siempre, ¿no? Que han dado todo, que ha sido muy divertido, que el juego vaya a Battlefield. Esto creo que es lo que esperábamos que dijera, ¿no? Y lo ha dicho. Y luego tenemos, para rellenar sillón, porque la verdad es que no sé qué hace ahí mi amigo Andy McNamara, que me parece un crack, la verdad, siempre me lo ha parecido y sigue pareciéndomelo, porque realmente no sé qué hacía en el evento. Y bueno, sí, ha dicho ahí 4 frases, y es que a quien no sepa quién es posiblemente el relaciones públicas más importante de Electronic Arts, y dijo algo en el 2042 que, bueno, a la comunidad del Battlefield no le gustó mucho, y era que tenía muchas expectativas con Battlefield 2042 y que no entendía por qué nos habíamos puesto así con ese juego, ¿no? La verdad es que para matarlo. Andy, eres un crack. Y bueno, como os digo, estos 2 devs, un actor y un relaciones públicas, pues han estado ahí hablando de la campaña, y sí, se han dicho cosas interesantes, pero nada más. Os dejo el vídeo para que lo veáis vosotros, que creo que será lo mejor. Ya os digo, está totalmente resumido. Ver el evento era un peñazo, pero de esta forma creo que vais a disfrutarlo más.
Hi, I'm Phil Ducharme, executive producer and the single player lead on Battlefield 6. I'm so happy to be here today representing the teams across Battlefield Studios that have been hard at work on the game ahead of our launch on October 11th. During reveal and open beta, we hope you saw how Battlefield 6 is delivering an all-out warfare with the most intense and varied multiplayer experience in the series yet. But today, it's all about single player. The campaign is a gritty, adrenaline-fueled experience that will see you fight in thrilling missions across continents. An epic journey across the globe as you step into the boots of various members of an elite Marine Raider squad known as Dagger 1-3. So let's meet them. Haz Carter is a former high school quarterback who chose the rugged allure of the wilderness over being a sports star, rising to become an assault expert and the leader of the Marine Raiders. Dylan Murphy is a warfighter who chose the front line over an officer's career. A thrill seeker, Simone Gecko Espina, learned to be a hunter on our grandfather's farm and carried her expertise in her military career. Cliv Lopez wears his heart on his sleeve, and as the quad support, is an essential member of the team. And Lucas Emlock, a CIA operator with a largely redacted past. So that's Dagger 1-3. But what about the world they're fighting for? Why don't we go to Roman to tell us about the world of Battlefield 6?
My name is Roman Campos Ariola, and I'm creative director on Battlefield 6 single player. The year is 2027, and the world sits on the precipice of change. The once unshakable NATO alliance is crumbling, its foundation cracked by distrust and uncertainty. Financial instability, proxy wars, and political disputes have left some countries adrift in a sea of geopolitical turmoil. most of Southern and Eastern Europe chooses to withdraw from the alliance, leaving it a shell of its former self. Amidst this chaos, a formidable force emerges, Pax Armata. It's a private military corporation, and it seized the opportunity to step into the power vacuum. Pax Armata is funded by a coalition of countries that includes some of the former NATO members. Here at Tokyo Game Show, we have something exclusive for you. You can get your hands on with Operation Gladius from our campaign. We chose this mission to showcase this BF6 all-out warfare and the destruction that makes our single-player campaign unique and full of cinematics moments. You will play as Murphy. You're in the strategic stronghold of Gibraltar, a UK overseas territory. In Gibraltar, Pax Armata's ambition is to control the entrance of the Mediterranean by directly attacking the UK, threatening to ignite a global crisis. The stakes have never been higher. The US rushes to aid their British allies, deploying Marines from the sky and sea. Joined by Cliff Lopez, Murphy's goal is to rendezvous with their other team members, Simon Gecko Espina and team lead Haas Carter. Together, they stand on the precipice of war, ready to face the unknown. This is their story, and this is your mission. And today, we have a very special guest joining us from the front lines.
Please welcome to the stage our hero, Jay Walker, who plays Dylan Murphy in the single-player campaign. Thank you for joining us, Jay.
Glad to be here.
So, Jay, what was your first impression when you learned that you would play Dylan Murphy, an American Raider, in Battlefield 6?
It's a dream job. I wish that I could have gone back in time and told the high school version of me that played Battlefield 2 for the first time to not listen to your parents. All the time you're spending playing this will pay off one day.
So, how was it like working with the rest of the cast?
The rest of the cast, the incredible thing is that we're friends in real life. So you see us working together as Dagger 1-3, and the truth is that in real life, we had a lot of camaraderie.
So, Jay, what are you most excited for in Battlefield 6? Beyond the campaign, obviously appearing yourself, then what do you have as a message for our fans here in Japan?
Minasan, tanoshinde imasu ka? It is truly an honor to be here in Japan. Thank you so much. You know, before I visited Japan, I liked ramen, but now I love udon, and there's no going back.
All right, thank you. So now we're going to be looking at Operation Gladius for the first time. So on behalf of the team at Battlefield Studios, we hope that you have a great time with this mission. And to join us on stage, we have Andy Mack, like the king of PR and communications for Battlefield, that's going to be joining us on stage today.
The wonderful introduction.
So we're going to see for the first time Operation Gladius played by Roman, and we're going to be talking over it and giving some insights about what was it like on the shooting for the cast, and also some of the events and the context of what you'll be experiencing in this mission.
Or let's go.
Let's go. So this mission starts right after another mission in Mission 2 when you're going to be playing as Simon Gecko Espina, and you're going to be sabotaging anti-aircraft to allow this invasion on the beach of Gibraltar. So we wanted to bring back a gritty adrenaline fuel experience, but not just anyone. We wanted to tell a story. We want to make sure that we were able to create a narrative with memorable characters that you'd be able to explore and discover the world of Battlefield 6.
And so the events that happen in the single-player campaign are the foundation of why the war happens. What is the motivation of each faction? And also, as you have seen in the map, you also get to see events before the multiplayer map to understand what's the battle there. With the goal to create that cinematic experience with the unique elements of Battlefield, whether it's the squads, the destruction, or the amazing combat system.
Well, we wanted to create the biggest Battlefield experience ever. So when we set out to create Battlefield 6, single player was something that we wanted to be with multiplayer, and we believe when we revisited the entire system, the entire foundation of what Battlefield 6 is, we believe that we delivered on that vision.
It was really important that we built a Battlefield universe that felt real to the player, that there were real stakes at play, right? Not only in single-player campaign, but then those moved over to like, so when you played multiplayer, you knew what you were fighting for, whether it was for NATO or Pax Armada. It gave the world a lot of depth and like a reality that you could live in.
So the single-player experience in BF.
So the goal with the single player here, like we said, was to create, yes, the cinematic universe behind Battlefield 6, but also to deliver on the unique elements of the all-out warfare that compose Battlefield 6, and how much the destruction has been pushed, and also the cooperation with the rest of your squad. And so that's what you can see in the experience here. It's how much the destruction not only is visually impressive, but it's also in service on the gameplay, and also the presence of your squad. Not only they are amazing teammates, but also they are useful in the gameplay. You can direct them, and they can give you a real edge on your enemies.
And part of this was also creating a cast of amazing characters like Jay to be playing key roles in our Battlefield universe. So, like for me, Jay, you interacted with the cast. What was your impression with the team that you were interacting with?
One of the very cool things about being the player character is that I'm the camera most of the time. So you hear me, but you see them. And they brought it every single day. They are so talented. It was a privilege getting to work with them.
They're actually going to be playing multiple different roles in the campaign. So we're going to see, depending on the missions that you play, you're playing it through the eyes of different squad members. So you're going to be playing Dylan Murphy, but you're also going to be playing Simone, Gecko, Espina, and Has Carter, key members of the squad.
And with them too, you get different experiences, right? They change. So like what you see here when you're attacking the beachfront, but in other places, it could be in a subway, it could be in an open field. There's a lot of different things, and using those class identities and those class skills is going to be like using gadgets and the things like that is the key to solving and moving forward throughout the mission.
So we started working on that game years ago, and one thing that was important for us was that sense of grounded and immersion, and really a story that feels authentic. And so we worked with many military consultants, whether it's for the story, but also for the actions that happen on screen, to really try to capture that sense of authenticity. But it's a game, it's a work of fiction. It's not a comment on the real world, on our goal. It's not to depict the reality or real geopolitical element. It's eventually to create an experience that feels like Battlefield, and that is really fun to play. So one thing that was really important for us with the single player, it's that sense of variety from each mission. Whether it's the variety of the places you visit, you go from Gibraltar to Cairo to remote Tajikistan, even to Brooklyn and New York, but also that variety in terms of gameplay. You get to play different squad members or different class from the Battlefield universe and use different tools. And also the variety from the set pieces, like seeing the big destruction of the building we just saw there. At some point you're in a tank, in a Cairo mission, etc. Like really to embrace the variety of gameplay and set pieces that the Battlefield context allows us to use.
And I think like the mission that Byron gave us was create a single player campaign that is 100% Battlefield. What does that mean? It's all-out warfare. We saw that. It's tactical destruction. We saw that. It's the squad play with your teammates, making sure that you're able to see all the different collaboration between the squad and the different classes that shine. We saw that. For us, that's what the objective was. It's to create a cinematic experience that is all Battlefield. And we hope that when you play the campaign, you're going to see that we delivered on that. Well, all the classes are the same. So the classes that you're playing, when you're playing a recon, when you're playing a support, where you're playing an engineer, these are the classes that you're going to find. So from a gameplay experience, the gun feel, it's 100% the same. The movement, we're using the same foundation across single player and multiplayer. But on top of that, like we discussed earlier, the missions take place in environments that are the same as the multiplayer universe. So what you see is the events that happen before, during, or after events that take place in single player.
There are a couple very important moments to the story that we haven't seen, so I don't want to spoil it yet, but just know that when there's a lot of emotion and heart, that we gave it everything. And I'm very proud of the work that we did.
And that's it from today for a look at single player on Battlefield 6. For the very first time in the world, you can experience Operation Gladius with a public-facing hands-on demo at our booth at Tokyo Game Show. On behalf of the teams across Battlefield Studios, we're thrilled for you to get your hands on Operation Gladius, and we can't wait for you to play when Battlefield 6 launches on October 11th.